Populus Bugamulus.
Hello, and let's look at Populus Bugamulus investigating places on Google Earth. So, starting off with Russian airports. The Soviet Union, while an absolutely terrible place, was known for having very small airports. So, let's turn the clock back when we can expect no development happened. You know, this was what the airport looked like since about 1980, because I've done some research myself, and this terminal was built in 1980 for the Olympics. Yes, for the Olympics, they built a terminal this big. Wow. Soviet Union, you can get a lot out of your airports. But I know that's due to security and things. Before 1980, this was the size of their main airport. This little joke was Moscow Airport. Yes, Moscow Airport. You heard me right. This joke was Moscow Airport, or the main terminal of it. Let's now have all the main Moscow. There's loads of Moscow airports, but you know, this one is the one the regime actually like to use, the elites. I just need to get it so I can actually see it. There, good. Yep. And this was its terminal, but don't forget it had that. So let's go into 1985.5 blurry mode. We can't decipher anything. Now, let's go out of the Soviet Union across Poland to Berlin, where we can then, if we turn the clock back far enough, see both post-war how destroyed it all was on both sides. Because remember, the Berlin Wall was built in 1960, not immediately after the Second World War, some people claim. It was, yes, built by the Soviets, or, well, East Germany, which was a puppet of the Soviets. So, not the West. There's like a lot of Russian conspiracy theorists like to say. Let's now have a look at that very same picture in 85. Oh, now look. Look, the amazing East German housing developments. There's only one thing I like about communism, that was the housing and architectural style it produced. This style. Not Stalinist style, this style. Panel buildings. I love panel buildings. Weirdly, they should be produced more in the West, but lots of people seem to have some weird vendetta against them. Annoys me. Oh, look at that. So uniform. Let's go into Street View, which is normally unavailable in Germany, but is available here. Well, because no one cares about their data. You know, it was used 30 years, but they probably do actually care about it even more. Look at that. Look at the uniformity. Look at the uniformity. Look at the uniformity of them. Love that. Dum 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 dum. Love that. Love panel buildings. Now let's go on to the main thing, which is the Berlin Wall. You can actually see it on Google Earth. Turn the clock back to 1985. Oh look! What's this giant yellow line snaking? Let's just have a look at another Google Earth. Yep. Definitely was the Berlin Wall. Look at that line snaking. Snaking around. Yep. Snaking around. Let's have a look where it cuts. Yeah. Oh look. They built the Berlin Wall in East Berlin. Quite significantly. They effectively gave a forest to the west. Nice of them. Nice of them. Very nice, the East Germans. Slightly joking. Because you'd still probably get arrested for going in, so, you know, just waste of space. Let's look at how it interacts with Potsdam, the wall. Oh look, they just had it like that. The enclave, they just walled it in. You can see here, got rid of practically any trace of the wall because of building more. How houses. So, you know. Look how close that airport was to the wall. And there was even a special thing for it. Yep. And there's this autobahn. The road autobahn went in like that. Nowadays, an autobahn goes in like this, making the autobahn that went in like this redundant. Oh look, they've made it into one lane because the condition of the other one was so bad. So done with them. Yep. There, look, back on the airport 2-1. Oh look, they redid all the things. Yeah, look at that giant one. Cool. And then look, you have the head sort of less autobahn. It went in like that, down this street, in towards Berlin. Well, nowadays they use a slightly different. That route still exists. There's a major route. Then it moves away slowly and easily. How much have you got realigned? Only that. Oh yeah, I see. So it's only that got realigned. That's because the one-way went used to go back here. There used to be a one-way back like this. Like an 80. No. Oh yeah, there used to be a one-way like this. That's why it's so far away from the terminal. This one stayed. Yep, one stayed. Why they built Berlin Brandenburg like that, another connection like that, but they do love spending money, the Germans, especially that region. Brandenburg's known for having controversially bad bureaucracy, or ridiculously bad bureaucracy, and might be, you know, a bit, but that's how it works. And then they built this. So the Berlin Wall was once here, so they seem to decide to build a commemorative autobahn. Very nice to them. Yeah. Not much was on there in 85. Yep, and in 2002. It's like this, they should build a massive Western. Well, again, I'm now looking at Coventry in 1945. Back in, I think, 1940, it was quite famously bombed, but by the end of the war, it looked like most of the damage, so not all, is being repaired, which is ridiculously quick. especially when you compare it to paces of reconstruction in Berlin I showed you earlier, in which in 1953 very little of the damage had been repaired. There's probably just a whole winner-loser thing. I'm just going into random towns in 1945, and if you know how big British towns and cities are today, it amazes you how much smaller they were, and also the amount of new development that was able to happen during the war. It might have been the first prefabs coming in, but still, it is a lot of fast development. Then you just see how essentially parts of the country can get much better imaging than others. Also, with regards to the fact that airports at this time, in terms of the way we'd think of them as terminals, were practically non-existent. And also, how can they get these aerial images of the world in 1940? I find that quite confusing. And you can see sort of the evolution of the world in December of each year. It's quite so green, it would look very different in the summer. Sadly, it's always in December, which is annoying. But generally, I do like investigating Google Earth, especially historic airports. That's my absolute favourite thing. So going over to China. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment, and there'll be another video from Robulus Bougamulus shortly.